If you ever watch a championship basketball team, you know their success isn't just about star players. It's about seamless teamwork. The ball is always moving and every pass is precise. The same principle, the art of handoff between people, is the secret to a high performing organization. In this video, I want to talk about the first and most fundamental principle of my collaboration operating system. This is also my most favorite, passing the ball. I use it so many times a day when working with my teams. It's about a clear, documented handoff of work from one person to another. Today, I'm going to give you the specific rules of the game. We'll break down the playbook for both the passing of the ball and receiving of the ball so nothing falls through the crack. Here is a quick illustration of a comparison between effective passing and ineffective passing. As you can see, when passing is effective, ball is nicely received by another player, while when the ball is not passed correctly, the balls drop and things fall through the cracks. The principle is simple. A task isn't done until the next person can successfully start their part of the work. You can't just close a ticket or send an email and hope for the best. You have to clearly assign the task and provide all the necessary context. Think back to the blame game we discussed. The root cause was a lack of clear handoff. The task of giving the tenant the right key got stuck in a gray area between the team players. Passing the ball means a task can never get stuck there. The ball is either in your hands or is clearly passed to someone else. A good handoff has three components. Clarity, who is that next best person? Number two, accountability, the system tracks that it's now the new person's responsibility. And completeness, all the necessary information is included. When you are passing the ball, your job is to make it easy for the next person to catch. But there is a simple foundational rule that guides me that I'd like to share with you. Never hold on to the ball. The best performers, the most efficient teams, don't keep tasks on their plate. They aim to have the ball for the shortest time possible, then hand it off to the next person. This isn't about being lazy. It's about making sure work is constantly moving forward between team players. Just watch a great basketball game and you see what I'm talking about. Here is a playbook on how to do that. I'd like to start from the passer's playbook. First and foremost, document. Don't just talk. It is natural for us to rely on verbal handoff, but never rely on that. Use the system to capture the task and all the context. This is the first defense against miscommunication. Your system should have a feature to mention the person who needs to act next, and better yet, the ability to assign a comment as a task. This turns a simple notifications into a clear, trackable work item with a single owner. Sometimes, we might be tempted to put multiple owners into a single ticket because oh, multiple people are working on this particular task. But when you have multiple people in the same task, the division of responsibility can be vague, which I will show. Number 3, use clear and concise communication. We can even take advantage of features like bolding text, bullet points, giving links to references directly in our comment so that that next person does not have to search for any information and they can quickly and effectively pick up the ball from us and do their part. Finally, make sure to keep status of tickets accurate. If we pass the ball, the task should be moved to a different state that reflects what it is, instead of being left in the outdated status. This gives everyone a clear view of where the task stands, without the need to even ask anyone for where that task is. The next I want to talk about the receiver's playbook. Receiving the ball is just as important as passing it. Have you ever been in a situation where you say something to somebody, they kind of say, yes, I got it, but when you check back, they don't remember that conversation ever happened? That is an example of when balls get dropped, according to the phrase I like to use. As a receiver, our job is to catch the ball cleanly and be ready to act. So here is the playbook. When you get that notification that the ball has been passed to you, the first step is very easy but often missed. Acknowledge it. A simple got it, thanks, or marking the comment as seen ensure that the passer knows that the handoff was successful. This builds trust immediately. Remember the system we talked about where ideally a comment can be assigned as a task? In a good system, if there is a way to resolve that assigned comment once we have acted on that task, it confirms that the handoff is completely done and the task is now officially in my hands. Sometimes that assigned comment cannot be done immediately because it might take more thinking or like watch a video of 15 minutes or anything like that. So the rule is don't hold on to that assigned comment for way too long. Again, that principle above, don't hold on to this ball. Create a follow-up ticket or a subtask and assign it to ourselves. This ensures that the original task does not get stuck in this limbo. And now, because it is in the form of a new ticket, the action is now trackable. If the pass was not complete, we should not just be sitting on it and not doing anything. Ask clarifying questions directly in the task comments. This keeps the conversation documented and attached to the work item itself. Finally, sometimes the ball needs to be passed back or passed to another person. If the original task needs a review or a decision, assigning this task to somebody else, using a new comment, asking for their input. By following this playbook, you turn vague conversations into a clear, documented flow of work. You remove the gray area and build a system of accountability that fosters trust, When you build passing the ball into your system, you are not just getting better at handoffs, you are building a culture of trust. Your team knows that when they hand off a task, it's not going to get lost. It creates a seamless flow of work and eliminates the constant need for follow-ups and micromanagement. This is just one of many principles in a full collaboration operating system. A team that knows how to pass the ball is a team that can win. Of course, with this playbook, things can still fall through the cracks because of the large volume of conversations and collaborations. In a different video, I will talk about how to use processes and tools to ensure nothing falls through the cracks, addressing the challenge of information fatigue. Now that I have gone through the concept, I want to walk through a real scenario using a tool that I really enjoy using, which is ClickUp. In this scenario, I want to show you what I mean exactly by how passing the ball is really done practically. Assume that I have two players here. On the left is Andy, on the right is Kevin. Assume that we are collaborating in a product development team, where in order to get things done, I cannot work by myself. So I'm Andy. On the left side, I created a ticket and I want to collaborate with Kevin. Help with this ticket. As you can see here, Kevin never received this ball because this is pasted as a text and the balls never get passed correctly. So if Andy is waiting for Kevin to pick up the ball and do something about it, he might get frustrated on why Kevin never done anything about this task. So this creates distrust. So let's do better. If Andy said, "Hi Kevin, can you please help with this task?" So now, as a user, I'm getting notifications here where previously I did not, that I now become aware that I have a task not really yet assigned to me, but it is in my visibility. I get busy because I get 100 notifications, some requiring my attention and some don't require my attention. So because this is assigned as only a notifications, I forgot to do it. It fell through the cracks. So what would work better in this situation by Andy is for Andy to actually assign a comment to Kevin so that this becomes a part of an assigned work, which I will show. So you can see this is called the notifications, and when you get the notifications you can clear it, but it's not necessarily that it's considered done. However, when we work with assigned comments, we have a dedicated section here which will list all of the actions that are required of us. I think this differentiation is very important because this is where I should be starting my day every day to make sure that I am not a blocker for anybody's task to move forward. While notifications like this, I may have much more, but most of them are keeping me informed but may not require my immediate action. So let's go back. Now I receive this request. Now I'm gonna go and want to see, let's assume that I don't have any information here by Andy. So look at this. When the ball is passed to me, Andy said, can you please help with this ticket? Yes, we might have actually chatted over this over a meeting, maybe in the hallway. But as you can see, this ticket is missing key information. Who's supposed to do it? So looks like this is gonna be me. Is this urgent? High, normal, low, priority? What is this? When should I start working on this? Is this urgent that it has to be started today? And when is it due? Do I have 1 day, 2 days? Do I have to drop everything? Or do I have time? Or should we discuss later? Based on this empty ticket, I may not recall what are all the requirements for me to complete this, so I'm unable to predict how long I need to do this. As you can see, as I discussed before, one of the principles when you're passing the ball is to make sure that you have all the information. The title is also quite generic. So let's go back. So if I go here and look at share task. So what about this ticket? I have a better title. I have a ticket description with a clear list of action items, but I don't have this information. So let's say we filled it together. Let's say this is a high and it needs to be done in a week. When I receive this, I can see where the status is and I can evaluate based on this. Let's say I need 2 days to do it. So going back, when I as Andy pass the ball to Kevin, please help to work on this ticket, and I assign the comment exactly, and then this ball is received in assigned comment. We can see it in our home. This is a new implement login page. It's also in my inbox, but so far we've only assigned the comments, so both of them are going to be there. So if I click on this, so they go by. Actually I see this and I got busy and I never really replied to Andy. So balls again fall through the crack because Andy thought that I am neglecting his request for this important task. So instead, I like to give an emoji that I have acknowledged it, and I resolve that I am aware of this task. I said, got it, we'll start to work on this today. So immediately as Andy is aware that I received the request and that I'll pick it up. So if I have any questions about this, I can go ahead and assign the ball back. Hey Andy, can you please share the design file? Again, assigning a comment is the best way to do it because it will be requested as an action by Andy that he can acknowledge as well. If Andy provide, here it is, or it's in the Teams folder, you can see how ineffective this response is. What I mean by inefficient is You imagine you put yourself in Kevin's position and you can see that, okay, what folder is that? I belong to many teams. So I have to either go spend some time to look for information, or I have to then ask again, if I'm not mentioning and I'm not assigning comment, like neither of us may get notifications and things might fall through the cracks, and by the time we know it, it's already Tuesday, and then the landing page is due in 2-3 days. So I happen to be notified because I'm watching this ticket, but then I can ask, hey Andy, can you please share the link to the file? So I assign this as a comment. Andy receives it. Now, then Andy acknowledge, and Andy can say, oops. And then pass the ball back correctly this time. Sorry about that. Here it is. Right? So by me assigning this comment, looks like this gets sent, but it's not reflected here. Let's see. So yeah, as you can see, I did not get assigned a task, so this fell through the crack, and then now this got assigned as a comment, and I am on it now. Noted. We'll let you know if I have any questions. So I'm gonna acknowledge that I received this message and I got this file as well. So now I'm unblocked. So I am now starting to work on this. I'm gonna change this status to in progress, and if anybody else join this project, they will be able to, without having to ask Andy or I, they can see what this task is about, the description, the urgency, the priority, the timeline, and also the activity, all written down, documented, allowing everyone involved to see the progress that we as a collective team is making in this task. This is just a quick example on how passing the ball is crucial in effective collaboration. They may seem simple, but we are not only dealing with one task each time, and this back and forth over ineffective communication, such as what we are showing here, can create delays, impact quality of work, create frustration during collaboration, and build up distrust that make collaboration unpleasant and ineffective. So in the next video, I will talk about how to navigate and make sure that nothing falls through the crack even with effective passing the ball, because we may have so many notifications, so many assigned comments. No matter how good intention we have, things may still fall through the cracks, and we need to have processes and tools, strategy in order to help us really passing the ball effectively. Thank you.